Yo, what is good, guys? Daniel Savage here. So, welcome to the infamous, the super infamous support and resistance section here of the bundle. Wow, water. It hits you different in the morning, let me tell you. So anyways, man, this section is very, 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 very important, guys. I hope you guys take mad notes. So before I kind of get into this, I kind of want to explain support and resistance. I'm just going to explain them. Boom. So what we have here at the top right here, is what we call a resistance. So the top is always going to be the resistance. Think of roof resistance. Roof is up there. So the resistance is always going to be at the top. And then at the bottom you have support. Oops. You have support. So that's one thing that you guys need to understand, because I know a lot of people get confused about that. Roof, resistance up, support down. So basically, one thing about resistance and your support, these are zones basically that prices like to reject and respect and break through for continuation. So in these situations, why do we use support and resistance? Because we always want to see that one certain type of confirmation or that certain type of confluence that we can add to our other confluences. So in this situation, I'm going to draw a form of resistance right here, really quick here on the Australian dollar and the United States dollar. So this right here is a form of resistance. Why is this a form of resistance? Because as you guys can see here, price came up and it's starting to consolidate. And this is what consolidation is. Consolidation is when the candles go up and down, up and down, up and down in the same place, and they start to range. So we started to create a little form of resistance right here. And as you guys can see, the price did very well respect this resistance and it came right back down. But what happened? Price created a form of support right here. Support being the bottom. Basically the same thing as a resistance, but on the bottom. This is a support. Why? Because the price came back down and the candles started to respect this level. So this is our level of support. So what ended up happening here? Price ended up breaking above our resistance. So now what? We have new higher highs being created. So since price did break above our resistance, that only means one thing in my eye. This newfound resistance, once resistance, is now officially your support. So write that down, guys. When a resistance is broken and retested, it is now a form of support. Same thing as the support and the resistance. If your support is broken and retested, it is officially now a form of resistance. So in this situation, our resistance being here at the top was broken and retested. And since it was retested, meaning, what do I mean by retested? What I mean is price came all the way back down again, touched it, and closed above. So now this is your support. So beautiful. And what happened? Price created its own little form of support on these candles right here, as you guys can see. Let me move this because this is starting to get ugly. So now this, we don't even look at this anymore. we're focused on our newfound support. There you go. So it created its own little form of support right here after it broke and retested this resistance. So in this situation, we're bullish. And if we were to run our Fibonacci using two confluences, what do we have as our support? It is in our Fibonacci buy zone, because we had just broke market structure, taking out all of these highs and breaking our resistance and retesting the resistance to continue to the upside before price came back and started to form its own little form of resistance above here, as you guys can see. So as you guys can see, I drew this form of resistance here on the 30-minute, right here. Now this is where it gets kind of tricky. You always want to see where your support and your resistance is on all time frames, always. In this situation, we have it here on the 30-minute. Let's see what it looks like on the 1 hour, and the 1 hour still looks the same. Let's here look on the 15-minute. 15-minute kind of looks the same. 5-minute, it's probably going to look disgusting. Yep, looks very ugly, but beautiful setup. As you guys can see here, beautiful long right here. Nice little retest. Let's go to the 4 hour. This is where it starts to get tricky. Boom, look at this. This 4 hour, this resistance right here is also resistance over here. Boom. So that's where it gets really, really tricky, because in this situation, we're on a higher time frame, and you always want to see where your support is on a higher time frame. So let's highlight this zone right here. And let's go to the 15-minute. So what did we have? Basically, this is our resistance on our 4 hour. But right here is when the push started, where we see here, as price on the 4 hour started to break this resistance, leading up right here. So since price was breaking above this resistance, boom, as you guys can see here on the 1 hour, boom, closed right above. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. This is telling me, hey, look, okay, we just broke resistance and we closed above it from our higher time frames to our lower time frames. And what happened? We were able to find a way to be able to catch the retracement, which ended up being right here. Boom. Our golden zone for our Fibonacci move. So what do we have there? We have two forms of confluence. Basically, our Fibonacci, and we have our support and our resistance. Me, I'm a person that uses mostly the two. Always. Always, always, always. So in this situation, this was a very lovely, beautiful, beautiful move right here. So one thing about trading just support and resistance is you got to be always on top of all the supports and all the resistance on all the time frames, always on the higher time frames. So as you guys saw there on a perfect example from a 4 hour resistance being broken on the 1 hour, also coming back to retest it on our smaller time frames, as you see here, we saw continuation. Because let's say we were only looking at the 4 hour, we were going to miss this whole entire move right here. Why? Because we're just looking at the 4 hour. But looking at the 15-minute, breaking it, as well as the 30-minute and the 1 hour, that is definitely multiple time frames in our favor to continue to the upside. So that is a perfect example of our resistance being broken and officially becoming our support. So now let's do forms of support. Let's go to GBP JPY. So let's look at the 4 hour. Let's see, what do we see here? We have a very strong level of support in this area, as you guys can see. price rejected to go down here, price rejected to go down here, price rejected to go down here, price rejected 3 times in a row to go down here. So what does that tell you? That support is super, super strong. So the only way we're going to sell is if this support on the 4 hour gets broken. Now let's look at it on the 1 hour. Also kind of the same thing. So now what do we have? We have market structure being broken to the upside because this super strong level of support is holding, and it's telling me price doesn't want to keep going down. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait for bullish signs. So what do I see here? We have on the 1 hour, we have this form of resistance, which did end up getting broken, coming right back up, coming right back down. And what did it do? Let's remove this. What did it do? Boom. Created another form of support on the smaller time frame, which is the 1 hour, which is also very, very lovely zone on the 30-minute as well as the 15-minute, as you guys can see here. So that was very, very nice little level of support that went from the 4 hour to the 15-minute, 30-minute, and the 1 hour support. So in this situation, since we're respecting the 4 hour support right here and making new higher highs, we're going to try to find a new support to hold our new trade going to the upside, because in this situation, we can't just buy off of here. We need new higher highs to be created, which was this move right here on the 4 hour. So what happened? We had new higher highs being created, and boom. Let's run our little resistance right up here. This was resistance. So what do we do here? We had a new form of support close right here on the 4 hour, especially the 1 hour, 30-minute. All time frames are looking good for this level to hold as a valid form of support. And as you guys can see, we just kept coming right back up from here to here, which was our 5618, 764 held beautifully right here, and we just kept going up to hit take profit 3. So that's a very, very lovely example of forms of support. So in the next video that I'm going to show you guys right now is how do we trade just only using the support. One thing is about just trading off the form of support is you got to make sure you're going in the direction of where your market structure is going. So if we're bullish, we got to make sure that we're going to trade a bullish type of trade, meaning we're going to try to find a form of support that we can hold, so that way we can put our stops under to continue and have that trade target the next resistance. So I'll explain to you guys that in the next video. This video was kind of give you guys a little idea of what is support and resistance. Remember guys, the support is at the bottom, the resistance is at the top. Thank you guys for watching, and see you guys in the next one.